people don't really have a problem with working hard, they have a problem with what they expect from their work. Somewhere between school, social media, and everyday conversations, this pattern becomes normal. Efforts is only considered valuable when it gives visible and desirable results. Marks, followers, money, or recognition. If the results don't show up, the efforts quietly feel pointless. And that's where people quietly begin operating from an outcome-oriented mindset. An outcome-oriented mindset sounds productive on the surface level. It looks focused, ambitious, and even disciplined, but underneath it creates a very unstable way of functioning. Because when mind is attached to outcomes, motivation and confidence depends on results. Even self-worth starts depending on your results. So when results are delayed, which they usually are, the mind doesn't stay steady. It starts questioning if things are working for me. Am I wasting my time or am I capable? And this is how your energy drops. This way of thinking don't just appears randomly. From a very young age, most systems reward the outcomes and not the efforts. In school, marks matter more than understanding. In society, success is measured by visible achievements. Online, only finished results are shown and not the process behind them. So the brain learns a simple equation. Efforts is equal to value only if results are visible. Over time, this conditioning becomes automatic. And the problem is not just mental. It affects how people actually live and work. And the first thing it does is it slows the real process. When focus is constantly on results, your attention is divided. Instead of fully engaging in the task, a part of your mind is actually checking how long will this take? When will this pay off? This reduces the depth and work becomes rushed, distracted, and less effective. Second is it creates burnout, but not in a way people think. Burnout is often seen as too much work, but in reality, it's often the high expectations, low immediate results, and constant self-evaluation. Working hard while feeling it's not enough is what drains your internal energy. Third is it weakens the overall mindset and personality. A person who depends on outcomes struggles with consistency, avoids difficult or slow progress tasks, and becomes emotionally reactive. Now compare this with an action-oriented mindset. An action-oriented mindset still wants the results. That doesn't change. What changes is how they measure progress and where they get their satisfaction from. They simply ask the question, what did I do today, instead of asking, what did I get today? This simple shift changes a lot. An action-oriented mindset builds consistency because showing up becomes the goal, reduces overthinking because focus stays on the task, creates confidence through repeated actions. It also builds stronger personality because when someone keeps showing up regardless of the mood or immediate reward, they become more disciplined, less emotionally dependent, and more grounded in reality. This kind of thinking shows up in a lot of real life examples. Athletes often talk about focusing on daily training rather than the final match. Many successful people highlight routines over outcomes. The pattern is consistent. Process builds results, but focusing only on the results weakens the process. The real question is, how can someone shift from outcome-oriented mindset to action-oriented mindset? First is redefine what a good day means. It is not a good day when something big happens. Instead, a good day is when planned actions are completed. This trains the brain to associate satisfaction with efforts and not outcomes. Set action-based targets. For example, instead of keeping the goal as scoring high marks, the goal simply should be 2 hours of focused studying. For maybe content creators, the goal is not to gain followers, but the goal is to post consistently. This creates control. Results are uncertain, but actions not. Third is limit daily self-evaluation based on results. Checking results often creates emotional ups and downs. Instead, evaluate if the action happened, was the effort focused? That's it. Fourth is make consistency more important than intensity. Short, repeatable actions are more powerful than occasional burst of motivation, because identity is built through repetition and not extremes. Fifth is accept the delay between actions and results. That is important because most valuable results come from the delay. Understanding this reduces the pressure. At first, the shift will feel slow and even boring. There are no constant highs, no validation, just quiet repeated efforts. But over time, this is what builds stability. And there's the difference. Outcome-oriented mindset keeps chasing proof, whereas action-oriented mindsets builds the proof. In the end, the goal is not to keep caring about the results. The goal is to stop letting results control your daily energy, focus, and self-worth. Because real goal doesn't happen when everything works perfectly. It happens when action continues even when the results are not visible yet.